how you doing? Hey, today we're going to work on the Pro Mac 610, and we're going to kind of go through the process here of the reassembly, and I'm going to explain a few details as we go through some of the issues I was coming up with and so forth, and some of the fixes. It's not 100% yet, but I did manage to get it all the way to a start today. But I'm still having some issues, so I'd like to see your suggestions and see what you think might be the issue. But you'll get to see it running here at the end of the video, and I'd like to see what you think. But let's go ahead and let me take you through the steps of the reassembly, and then maybe you'll have a better idea of what's going on at the end. Alrighty, thanks. So what you're looking at here is the exhaust port. On the last video I showed you where it was kind of nicked from the ring, and I kind of went in there and ground it out and smoothed things over. It ended up with a little bit of shelf at the bottom there, as you can see, but it made the port a little bit bigger, but it's one of those things, I had to do what I had to do. Now this is the transfer work, and this is the one that I was thinking to be okay, but now that I did it, I'm kind of in that situation here that I'm thinking it probably won't work in the long term. We'll have to run it a little bit. This is a view from the inside. You can see I didn't take a whole lot out, but I got a feeling that plating might want to chip off down the road. I guess time will tell, but I don't know. I'm really not liking the way it looks. So, we might end up having to replace this cylinder after all. It was a lot of work getting it. Now, this is a saw as it's getting assembled here. You can see it's coming together. I ran out of motor seal, so I went to the store to get more, and they didn't have any. So I went to that ultra gray, that Permatex ultra gray, I guess they call it. I can tell you it's a little bit thicker than motor seal, but it works, I guess. We'll see how it does in the long term. You can see here I got the carb on. Now one of the mounting screws up there at the carb ended up stripping out on me. I had to re-drill it and tap it and everything. It was a pain in the butt. Not for the carb, but what held the handlebar to the engine. So where it stripped out was actually in the cylinder itself. It ended up being quite a pain in the butt to fix, but I did get it. You can see here this velocity stack I got on here has this little choke set up. So it seems to be working okay. I had to put a piece of black tape in there to kind of create a shim because it wasn't tight enough. This is me just showing you where the muffler's kind of in place there, but I still got the rubber there from doing the pressure test. And now, she's coming together a little bit further. I got the flywheel on, got the bottom skid plate on and everything. This is one of those projects. It ended up taking me all day off and on, just kind of playing with it, getting it cleaned up, and all the grinding work taken care of that needed to be done to fix those issues. This whole thing I think is going to be pointless in the end. I think we're going to end up having to tear it down and replace the cylinder. Now whenever I did put it back together though, I'd like to tell you that I had some brainiac idea that I shouldn't adjust the timing on the piston skirt again because of some sort of reason. But to be truthful, I didn't adjust the timing on the piston skirt on this one because, well, I was about this far into the reassembly until I realized that I did not adjust the timing on the piston skirt. I wish I had a better excuse for you, but that's the truth. Just being stupid. But here she is, all back together. I hope you enjoy. that's about as good as I can get it to run. I have to keep the choke closed about half, probably closer to 3/4 of the way closed, in order to keep it running at idle. Otherwise it just bogs out and wants to die. Now whenever I get into full throttle, I can open the choke wide up. So I'm thinking the high-speed circuit is, it's flowing enough fuel, but even then the high-speed circuit screw is like 3 turns out. The low speed, I can't get it to flow enough. I've done probably 10 different metering lever adjustments trying to get this thing to run. I went both directions. I went and lowered it some, then I raised it to the point where I couldn't get it to run anymore. And then, so what you're seeing here is basically the best I can get it to run. So give me your suggestions, what you're thinking. I think we're gonna need to find a bigger carb. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think this carb's gonna be able to flow enough. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So give me your suggestions, tell me what you think. And I'm thinking we're gonna have to go with a bigger carb or find something to work. So, alrighty, hey, catch you on the next one. Later.